We have no idea what next week holds, next month holds.
But amid a global pandemic, they work to stay open just the same.
The biggest lesson learned was just help each other out.
Keep cooking, that's what we love to do.
Not letting shutdowns or the hand of fate keep them from business.
We're coming back. We need that fried chicken, greens, and sweet potato.
It's really brought everyone together in a way that we didn't see before.
This isn't going to be the end of us. We're not going anywhere.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Brad Brown, and welcome to this WRTV News Special. Inside the COVID crisis, we're open. WRTV began our efforts with We're Open Indy back in March of 2020 as a way to highlight local businesses' efforts to adapt and provide a boost to help them get through the pandemic. Not all of them made it. Those that have are still facing an uphill battle as the state sees continued obstacles from rising COVID activity. According to the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association, nearly half of all businesses in our state will be gone by next March. But these restaurants, shops, businesses, and companies are still making it work, surviving the struggle. Now, it may seem unusual that one of the biggest staples of a Midwestern state would be Cajun Creole food. But one local restaurateur has successfully carved out a loyal bunch of fans over the years with some big flavors from way down south. And Yats has continued to bring in the business, even during some drastically different conditions. You could walk right by this little shop on the south end of Broad Ripple, but those in the know that some of Indy's best food is inside.
Our customers have been so understanding and so generous with the staff, and man, I'm lucky I got these few kids that still want to work. These guys, that they still, here working and making it happen.
This first location of Yats opened in 2001. Now they're all over the area.
Just wanted to, just like, get grounded somewhere and just be in business where, it was not complicated and it could make a living and just kind of get along.
Joe is at the heart of it all, one of the great characters of Indy's restaurant community.
I don't know, like this guy, where you go with that bicycle, man? What? The guy in here earlier, he wanted to buy a couple $100 worth of gift certificates. And I said, no, man, we're okay. What if I die? And you're going to get jugged for the $200.
A little bit Cajun, a little bit Creole. Even if you don't know what it is, once you taste Yats, chances are you'll be back.
A lot of this stuff was from my mother, and people, they were cooks. Everybody was with my sister's a great cook, The white chili's from my wife. She's from Wisconsin. I don't know what happened there.
And an expert tip, get the extra bread.
With the people, that's one of the things I love about Indiana, I love about Indianapolis, is the people, Next month they'll be doing this for 50 years, or half a century. So many times the people are really grateful that you're open. They leave and they say, thank you for being here. Thank you for being open.
We stopped by again at Yats location at 54th and College Avenue right in the middle of December. We found the business is still going strong. Yats was able to open back up a couple locations that were temporarily closed during the initial shutdown. Yats owner Joe Vuskovic says it's come down to loyal customers and word of mouth.
So if we just get through this, it'll be good again. I have faith and optimistic all the time that things are going to be better. And as long as you have optimism, you believe that it's going to be better, you can put up with anything. That's part of the beauty of doing this, where you see people, when you see people are happy, or you see them, or you see them if they're unhappy, and you can fix what's wrong.
Businesses that had to shut down because of the pandemic have had to find creative ways of reopening safely. We've been following the story of Moonshot Games since they first shut down back this spring. When our Nicole Griffin first made the trip up here to Noblesville, she found the staff navigating their way through the challenges and making their way through a year ahead.
This is intended to be kind of, we call it the look but don't touch concept, where you can point out something that you like, and then we'll walkie-talkie downstairs and bring it up for you.
When you walk into Moonshot Games in Noblesville, the layout of the store looks much different. It's an effort to keep everyone safe during the pandemic.
We had seating in our space here for about 70 people. And so we literally would just be busy with folks coming in and playing games.
But now the store is set up like a showroom with the best games in front.
This is our back room. We've spaced out the tables for social distancing.
And in the back, this is where owner Jason Manship hopes to eventually welcome players back inside.
I'm close enough. I can see what's going on over there. I can read his cards. He can read my cards.
He plans to set up tables like this with plexiglass so people can safely play. Underneath the store, he's now leased out the basement and created a warehouse where he stores thousands of games.
We get orders all day from California, New York, Arizona, all over the place.
Before getting shut down, Moonshot Games did not have a website, but the pandemic forced them to get creative, building an online presence and expanding delivery to the greater Indianapolis area.
And then, of course, the people that are downtown in, Indianapolis area, we're up in Noblesville. So a lot of those folks weren't making the trip all the way up here because there are game stores in that area. But opening delivery to those folks and being able to drive to them and drop bags of games or puzzles on their doorstep has been fantastic.
As customers visit the store to purchase games, they are starting to notice the changes and appreciate the extra effort to keep them safe.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's so easy to browse and look around, and I feel very safe here with the precautions they've taken.
While the pandemic has created both challenging and rewarding situations for the staff at Moonshot Games, the store manager says he's proud to see everyone rise up to the occasion. But he's looking forward to the day when the store is once again filled with players.
Just to see the camaraderie, the competitiveness between players, those moments of, hey, I think I've got you, and then a card comes out and changes the complexity of the game, and everybody throws their hands up and gets all excited. It's going to be really fun to have those moments happening in the store again, so can't wait to get folks back in here.
That was back in May. Right now, the shop has not yet been able to welcome gamers back inside to duel it out, especially as COVID numbers continue to surge. But Moonshot Games has found it can still bring people together with the spirit of competition and fun during times when acquaintances can't exactly gather to play.
Board games and puzzles have been really hot this year, so we're kind of blessed to have the right product at the right time, right? Even though COVID sucks for everyone, it's something that's interesting in that people are staying home and they're spending more time around their dinner table playing games with their family. They're many times in isolation and wanting something to do that's not just watch TV, and so they're doing more puzzles.
The Moonshot brand is expanding as well. Jason and his crew have opened a toy store as a pop-up shop this fall, just a few doors down from the game store on the square here in Noblesville. He's hoping this becomes a permanent fixture up here in the new year, and they're hoping to open more Moonshot Games locations around the area. Back in March, when businesses began shutting down, the food service industry was amongst the hardest hit, as restaurants all over were forced to go to carry-out only models. This affected thousands of employees who struggled to make ends meet, and many found themselves without a paycheck at all. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum visited the Ale Emporium here in Castleton and found an owner who had a plan in place to be there for his employees.
This is not what the inside of Ale Emporium on 86th and Allisonville usually looks like.
Oh, it is a little scary and nerve-wracking.
But it will stay quiet for at least the next couple of weeks after Governor Holcomb ordered bars and restaurants to close their dining rooms.
You really just don't know what to expect, how long it's going to last, what all is it going to entail, and really what are you going to do for the next couple weeks.
But those are things bartender Natalie Perkins will not have to worry about. After learning the owner here will still be paying kitchen and salaried staff their normal wages and paying tipped employees their average weekly rate.
We're all in this together, and we consider our employees part of our family. A lot of them work, they live paycheck to paycheck, they have rent to pay. It's not their fault, and we're fortunate enough to be able to do it for them.
He says he will also be providing staff and their families with one free meal per day.
They've all been really appreciative. We just thought it was the right thing to do.
Scott Bond says there are about 300 employees between the three locations, but he says he has the ability to do this for now and realizes his employees are what keeps his business running.
We kind of treat everybody like their family, and again, without them, none of this would have, worked.
Providing a little bit of peace for employees during these uncertain times.
They're not going to let anyone, go without. They're going to do everything they can. They always have. They always will.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.